wow, what a beautiful Sunday. Great weekend so far. Tomorrow we're going to see pretty much similar conditions. Dry for the first half of your day, second half, a few storms, but looking great from the Treasure Coast. Beautiful blue sky, water also on the calm side. Now we do have the stalled off boundary to our north, and that's going to help trigger a few more showers and storms along central Florida, and that's going to keep some energy and moisture in place for us here down in the south. But just some light rain there along the Treasure Coast that we're seeing from Sebastian down to Vero Beach. Showers just kind of raining themselves out. So as we take a look further south, this is where we're seeing the heaviest of rain activity. Now we do have a sea breeze starting to develop. And then as we take a look inland and along a non-populated area where we're seeing some thunderstorm activity, we do have an outflow boundary. So where we see those two boundaries meet, we could see a few storms developing right along here along central portions of Palm Beach County. So we will keep an eye on that over the next couple of hours. But for the most part, the heaviest of rain that we did have along Boca de Delray, now offshore, just some light sprinkles left behind there along Tropic Isle and even Highland Beach. So if you have plans for tonight, it's not going to be a complete washout, although we are going to keep an eye on those storms that I mentioned that can develop along the frontal boundary later today. But overall, a gorgeous weekend so far. We're going to see a very similar pattern for tomorrow, west wind. And with that west wind, look how hot it was earlier today, 93 degrees, just shy of a record at 94 for this time of the year. Even our lows not too far behind in the mid 70s. So again, very hot, very much above average. Average temperatures for this time of September, we want to see the upper 80s, not the 90s, but we do have a lot more of those hot days ahead as we're going to see a similar pattern as I mentioned. But cloudy conditions to our south from the West Palm Beach Cam, 91 degrees. We have the storms again rolling offshore. Winds not too much out there. We're just on the variable side, around 5 miles per hour. But again, as I mentioned, we are going to see a more west wind kicking in to start you off for the morning. So rain chances do stick around between now going into sundown a little before 8 p.m. and we start to see some relief from the rain and storms clearing out as we go throughout the overnight hours, and then temperatures back into the mid to low 70s across South Florida. But we should start off the morning nice and dry and very pleasant. So a few storms later on in the evening hours can't be rolled out inland. And then for the second half of your nights, looking good, drying out, very quiet. Now, heading to your early Monday morning, you have the day off. The earlier the better, because we're going to start the day off dry. It's going to be beautiful, warming up very quickly. And then as we do hit the mid-afternoon hours, we start to see a few showers developing along the interstate and also along 95. And we could see some of those storms pushing offshore, pushing inland. So again, scattered storms for the second half of your Labor Day on Monday. Now, we do have a sliver of dry air just to the north of that frontal boundary that's stalled out. But look at all this dry air surrounding our major Hurricane Larry that we have out into the Atlantic. So that's what's keeping the storm from becoming a Category 4, as it will again move off and stay into the Atlantic. So it's going to stay Category 3 for the most part. It's going to curve out to sea. No effects for us here in South Florida, not impacting the East Coast, but maybe coming very close to Nova Scotia later on in the week. And another area that we're watching in the Gulf of Mexico eventually will drift from the Yucatan Peninsula, has a 30% chance of developing over the next 5 days. But for now, it's a little bit of energy. You can see very disorganized, and it could bring in some heavy rain for portions of southeast Louisiana all the way to the panhandle of Florida. No direct impact for us here in southeast Florida. So over the next few days, temperatures pretty much staying above average from Monday all the way through the next several days into the end of the work week. I do think we should see just a slight shift in our winds, giving us some higher rain in the forecast back for Wednesday and Thursday. That's your first morning forecast.